please.
Yep. Mayor Lowry,
Here.
Councilman Grimm,
Here.
Councilwoman Nowakowski,
Here.
Councilman Cobb,
Here.
Councilwoman Eggleston,
Here.
and Vice Mayor Cook.
Here.
6 members present.
Thank you, ma'am. And tonight's invocation will be by Chief Trustee.
Heavenly Father, we thank you for the day and all thy many blessings and many favors. And we pray that you would keep your hand upon this meeting. Let your perfect will be done, not ours. And please bless our first responders, police officers, and all that are still suffering with this awful virus. We pray it in your name. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. And Mr. Grimm will do his duty and get the flag out for us as always. Thank you, sir. All right. I pledge allegiance to
Allegiance
the
to the
flag
flag
of the United States of America,
And
to
to
the
the
republic
republic,
which stands
hands,
one nation,
nation
under
under
God,
God,
indivisible,
with
liberty
liberty and justice for all.
for all. Thank you, Mr. Grimm. Appreciate that. All right, moving on. We'll need action on the minutes for the work session on 8/17/2020.
So moved.
Second.
Did you get that, Ms. Berner?
I heard a first from Eggleston. I didn't hear the second.
I think we had a second for Mr. Grimm, is what I heard.
I didn't say
Okay.
anything.
Oh, I thought-
I did.
oh, okay.
Cook, all right.
Mr. Cook. Sorry, it sounded like Mr. Grimm to me.
All right,
Yeah.
ready?
Any discussion, council, before we vote? All right, when you're ready, Ms. Berner. Thank you.
Yep. Mayor Lowry,
Yes.
Councilman Grimm,
Yes.
Councilwoman Nowakowski,
Yes.
Councilman Cobb,
No.
Councilwoman Eggleston,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Cook.
Yes.
Minutes accepted, 5-1.
All right, and moving on to the regular scheduled council meeting minutes of 8/17/2020.
Mr. Mayor,
Sir,
on the, okay, let me get my after the planning department update, Cobb asked about high grass. I brought up a alley. It says from Pike Street to Main Street. The alley is from Pike Street to the alley that runs from Washington to Jefferson between Main Street and Pike Street.
okay. Can that be annotated, Ms. Berner?
Sure. Can you say that again?
The alley runs from Pike Street to the alley that runs behind me. Yeah, north and south from between
Like in Washington?
Washington, Jefferson, and between Main and Pike. And today I noticed the overgrowth has been removed. It was a private tree company, so I'm assuming it was the residents that handled it.
So can I say the alley runs from Washington to Jefferson Street?
Yeah.
I don't know where the alley is that you're talking about. So
And you grew up in New Carlisle. Shh,
not on that side.
just teasing. All right.
Okay.
Do we need a motion to amend it?
We can amend it. Yeah. If you,
So moved.
Second.
second was Eggleston.
Yeah.
That's what I heard.
All right. Vice Mayor Cook,
Yes.
Mayor Lowry,
Yes.
Councilman Grimm,
Yes.
Councilwoman Nowakowski,
Yes.
Councilman Cobb.
Yeah.
Councilwoman Eggleston.
Yes.
All right.
And I move to accept the minutes.
Okay.
There we go.
Second.
Second was Eggleston again.
Yep.
Okay. Good to call it.
Yes, ma'am.
Vice Mayor Cook,
Yes.
Mayor Lowry,
Yes.
Councilman Grimm,
Yes.
Councilwoman Noakowski,
Yes.
Councilman Cobb,
Yes.
Councilwoman Eggleston.
Yes.
All right, accepted 6-0.
All right, thank you very much. All right, and moving on to the agenda, we went over this on our last council meeting, which it was a special meeting, but we are going to go over it again now that this is a regular session, regular meeting for the month. Councilwoman Amy Hopkins did resign. Let's see here, effective August 31st, 2020. She had submitted a letter to council. I've read it once, but I'll go ahead and read it again. It says, Dear Mayor Lowry, I am saddened to have submitted my resignation from New Carlisle City Council. This is to be effective August 31st, 2020. I must resign for several reasons. This is due to my financial situation, health, and family commitments. I've enjoyed working for the citizens of New Carlisle, and I plan to still be active in the community and follow council meetings. More citizens of New Carlisle should view council meetings on YouTube or attend in person when allowed. Attending the council meetings, I learned about the positive things. The council was doing, plus I was able to have input on how our city is run. Consistent input assures that our city is being run in the manner that our citizens want. Thank you for understanding. Amy Hopkins. And, and I'd said this before, and I'll go back and, just kind of go over it again. Amy was, she's kind of one of the newer council members still, or was, but she definitely grown a lot as a council member, and we all have from the first days we come on council to, our ending period or whenever that may be. But, as any council member, she had a lot of questions, and it's great because she asked those questions. She learned about how the internal, government of city council worked. And she was a good voice to have on council, in my opinion. So she'll be missed. I hope her and her family are doing well, and that she gets all the rest and relaxation and family time that she can handle. So I wish her and her family nothing but the best of luck.
Thanks for your service, Amy.
Thank you, Amy.
Thank you, Amy.
So with that being said, we will start an interview process. It'll be a little different than in the past. Normally we would pull people into the shelter house. So what will happen is we'll still be able to get the applications. I'm assuming, Mr. Bridge, they will have to pick those up at the city building.
Yeah, Emily, what we put in legal ad, I think is available in the foyer. They can have them emailed to me if they want to request them for me as well.
Okay. And then once they turn those in, I think we discussed Mr. Bridge would contact them and get a good email for them so that he can set them up to be part of the Zoom meeting to do interviews through video. So just be on the lookout for that. The city will put that in the newspaper and on their official Facebook page.
Yep.
So,
Can I add to that, Mr. Mayor? So
Yes.
another thing that you and I discussed too is someone didn't have access to the technology.
right.
So they can go ahead and let me know. And what we would do in that particular case is I would just stay at the city building and they can come into the lobby area and we can set them up with the appropriate devices to take part. And once they're in that, because I don't take part in the interview process. So I can do the meeting from the office that evening and stay in the foyer if someone doesn't have access to the internet, so they can actually partake. We don't want anyone for lack of technology not being able to apply to council.
Yeah, most definitely. So thank you for adding that. I appreciate it.
Will the applications be on the city website also? Or is it just,
I think they already are, to be honest.
Okay.
With you. If
I
not,
think yeah.
they're on there.
And then
Okay.
we'll set up the interview time. So, all right. And moving on, hang on here just one second. All right, moving on to city manager's report, Mr. Bridge.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, members of council, members of public. So the city manager report is dated September 8th, 2020, which is today. I did have a discussion about this last week with the vice mayor and the mayor, but the bids for the city building renovation downtown, I did put off for 2 weeks to allow for further review. Our law director wants to look at a few things. I kind of want to go through the bid packet. It's very, very thick. So we did push it off for 2 weeks. That's going to align us better with our funding year 2021 anyway. But we do want a little bit more time to review to make sure those bid specs are actually correct. So instead of them going out this week, they will go out the week of 9/21. Everything else on that bid spec is still the same. Alternative bids to finish the third floor, the bathroom on the second floor, and also the upgraded lights and fixtures. Shelter house renovations. Right now, it says that we will discuss this on 9/21 for October. I'm just looking at the forecast for things, and I think to better assist our citizens with planning and to better assist our city staff with planning, I'm actually going to ask for a motion just to go ahead and cancel the shelter house reservations for the rest of the year from council. That'll put us October, November, December. With the upcoming season, I don't think that we're going to be able to open it anyway. And we don't have that many reservations because a lot of people aren't booking because of COVID. So what is council's opinion on just go ahead and closing it for the remainder of the year?
Hey,
I think
Mr.
it's a
Bridge,
Vision.
I'm sorry, let me step in for just one quick second. I apologize on a change of subject. Mr. Cobb, are you still there?
I'm here.
Okay, just want to make sure you're right, sir. Sorry about that, Mr.
Oh, I
Bridge.
ain't all right, but I'm here.
All right. All right, go ahead. Mr. Apologize. Linda, did you have something?
I just think it's a wise idea to just cancel it and start talking about it at the beginning of the year.
Okay.
I'll make the
would-
motion.
I would be in favor of month to month. You know,
Fire
what-
chief, our most closest medical expert that we have on this video right now, what is your opinion? I said you're the closest medical expert we have. What is your opinion, fire chief?
Close it for the rest of the year.
Appreciate you.
I don't think you're going to see anything different within the next 3 months that we're seeing now. I think we're going to see probably more restrictions. I don't think the kids will be back in school until first of the year.
Okay.
So I don't think you're going to have any. I think the public has already found ways to do what they need to do on their own.
Was the winter time slow for the shelter house, Mr. Bridge?
Around November for Thanksgiving stuff and then Christmas sometimes, but it's not the most busiest time for sure.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I mean, I'm fine with that.
I think that-
I'm fine with it.
Do you need a motion?
yeah, I would feel comfortable with council backing that at a formal vote.
I would move to cancel.
I
Through
heard
the-
Vice Mayor Cook. He motioned already. So if you want, Vice Mayor Cook motioned to cancel for the rest of the year.
Oh, okay.
You want a second?
Sure.
Look at that. Just like that.
All right. Call the vote.
Sure.
Councilman Cobb,
Yes.
Councilwoman Eggleston,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Cook,
Yes.
Mayor Lowry,
Yes.
Councilman Grimm,
No,
and Councilwoman Nowakowski.
Yes.
And that vote's accepted 5-1.
All right. Thank you. And back to you, Mr. Cook, Vice Mayor.
While we're on that subject, has anybody heard anything about Beggars Night?
I was-
Possibly
No.
being canceled?
I was thinking the same thing. I'm glad you said that. I haven't heard anything. Chief, have you heard anything?
No, I haven't, but my feelings are they should be able to do it this year. All they got to do is wear a mask.
Yeah. Well, they've already got that on, so.
Well, not the right kind.
That's good, Keith. Good job.
Yeah,
bud.
no, wear a mask. Should be able to do it.
Good.
All right. Anything else, Mr. Vice Mayor?
Not at the moment.
All righty. And back to you, Mr. Bridge.
Thank you. Moving on to the city manager report on the Rotary presentation. Before I get to the high compliments of our planning director, Councilman Grimm actually invited us to go to be at the program today. It's always great to get a chance to go in front of Rotary. It's a business leader group. So Councilman Grimm, thank you for thinking of the city to get out there, and we appreciate your willingness to always put the city in a great light. So thank you for that invite. But the real star of the day at Rotary was our planning director, Mr. Hutchison. Thank you for joining us tonight. He did a very good job of going and putting the city in positive news what we're doing with all the investments that council made in the planning department this year. So he handled himself very well. The county administrator also came down and watched the presentation. So it's when you manage a large organization and when you have staff underneath you, especially your staff that are higher up in the chain, it's always nice to have that confidence in them. So to say, hey, I don't have to worry about how this is going to go because I know this particular employee is a rock star. So when you have employees like that, it definitely takes stress off your plate. And Derek, ever since you came on board as a planning director, you continue to amaze me. So please keep up the good work with what you're doing. I thoroughly enjoy working with you. Our staff enjoys working with you in the city building, and we get a lot of compliments from your enthusiasm in the city. So thank you for making such a huge impact in a very short amount of time. Mr. Grimm?
Thank you.
This was an incredible presentation today. After hearing what Derek has planned, I am more excited for the future of our city. I love New Carlisle and I love promoting it and I love bragging about it. So if there's any other organizations in town that would like to hear from city personnel, just let us know. Shoot me an email, shoot Randy or Mayor Lowry an email or any council member, and we will arrange it for you. We love to get out and meet with the public. Thank you.
Yep. Thank you, Mr. Grimm. Yeah, I just wanted to add 2 cents to that. Thank you, Mr. Hutchinson. I talked to Scott Griffith today from Lee's, and he said you did an amazing job today. And he was very impressed, and you gave him a lot of good, positive vibes, and he was thrilled to have a talk with you. So, thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. It was great. I haven't got the chance that I wanted to so far this summer to get out and actually walk, business to business. Just due to starting late, getting a late start, and of course the COVID stuff. So I'm hoping by fall, cooler temperatures, get out a little bit and be able to go out and meet a lot of our business owners, face to face, and kind of just start that bond and just find out what our needs are. I'm sure there's needs and wants down there, and just to get some feedback. So very appreciative from Mr. Grimm for the invite today. That was great.
Anytime.
Thank you, sir. All right, back to you, Mr. Bridge.
2019 audit, we actually got approved for an extension for our filing deadline. So now it's going to be 9/31. And the reason we're doing that is we have to look at bank recs from January 2019 to September 2019. When we had the vendor come in and do the past bank recs, we had her start at September on, but we were finding some issues with how things were receipted in our system. To a tune of about $35,000 in variances. It doesn't mean any money's missing. It just means it was allocated wrong in the system. So if a bank fee came in for dollars, it should be as an expense because it's a charge. Well, we find out that some things that should have been put in an expense were actually put in as a revenue. So we did ask for another month extension on that. They did approve that, and the reason why we wanted that so we can actually go back and reconcile January 19 through September 19, just to make sure, one, it was done correctly, and two, we find out where those misappropriations were. The auditor and myself and anybody who's involved with this particular process, we don't have any indication money is missing. It was just earmarked wrong, per se, into the system. So going back through all this, like we have always said, it's like finding a needle in a haystack. We are actually making very quick progress. I just heard back today, we're about 75% done with the bank recs from January until September. So we're actually making progress. It's just a lot of things we have to go through, literally bank statement by bank statement, to find out how things were posted in our system. Because ultimately how it was posted in our system is going to be the output that we were given for reports for myself and for the council members. So talking about
this is 2019 bank statement?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's for our 2019 audit. So talking with the current finance director, the fund balances are generally correct. So that eased some of my stress with some of the fund balances at the end of the year that were reported to me, that I reported to council. So I don't think we're going to have too much of a variance with those. But as soon as we're done with the audit 2019 and having all this stuff done, we'll have a much clearer picture. And then the mapping of it and the time and the subsequent report to council more clear to put together. Because right now we're just reaching all kinds of places to kind of cover. But progress is being made at an exuberant rate. everything's looking good. We just wanted to get that extra 30 days with the state to allow us to go back and review those previous bank recs. So as with anything, the state will review that audit, and then once they get done with the review, then they release it publicly, and then we all get a copy of it. So as soon as that is done, as with every year, we'll definitely send those out to council. Any questions on the audit bullet points?
Council, any questions?
No. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Upcoming. Thank you. Upcoming, we have 2020 budget adjustments due to COVID-19. This has been on there for the past few meetings. We're still going through it. We actually are seeing some of those legislation pieces come through us last week and this week. Once we have everything done, we'll have a definitely report out to council about why things report out to council to explain why things happened the way they did in detail. But we also have upcoming too, our liability insurance renewal, and then also our health insurance renewal. We just started the form fire process. So that's when the employees go in and ask all the medical questions. They take that form that we submit and they compile our renewal rates for the second year. And the last thing I have on here is story posts on bike trails. I brought that up a couple meetings ago and council asked that we table it for today. So we can ensue discussion on that unless council wants to do something else with that particular project.
Council, any updates, thoughts, discussion?
I think it's a great idea.
Okay. Mr. Vice Mayor?
Well, I think it's a great idea. However, with the situation that we're in with the COVID-19 and the flu season coming up, and the fact that our revenues are going to be short, I firmly believe that this might be a situation that we might want to table until possibly sometime next year to look at.
Yeah, I would have to agree with you, sir. I like the idea. I think it's a great idea to promote reading. But I would have, especially coming into winter now, I would have no problem holding off until, next fall or spring or summer. Mr. Bridge?
I don't want to cut in front of Mr. Grimm, but I talked to the library director today with anticipation of it being tabled to the end of the year, and it actually would work out great. And what you said when you said winter kind of sparked at my brain. Say if council were to approve this, it's not going to be installed the next year anyway because of the upcoming winter months. So it actually would be almost good timing if we just waited until we did our 2021 appropriations to see how this would funnel in. Because like I said, you guys, if you were to approve it tonight, it's not going to happen until 2021 anyway.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Grimm, did you have something to add?
Not now, Mr. Bridge stole my thunder.
He does that.
Yeah.
Council, anything else on this? We just want to, do we need to actually, if council wants to, we just need to table it again, or can we just let it set it idle, Mr. Bridge?
I think you should table it and by a motion just to be safe.
So-
So I heard a motion from Linda.
Table until when?
January.
Okay.
Mr. Vice Mayor, did you have something, or was you trying to do the motion?
No, I would suggest that we do it a little bit later than January due to the fact that we probably won't be into the budget session until what? February, March?
February, March.
Well, we're actually going to try to get the 2021 appropriations done before the end of the year.
Oh, okay.
Make a recommendation for the motion is maybe just say table it until we do our 2021 appropriations.
I think that's what I heard Linda say.
You're sharp, Mike.
Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
There we go. Whenever you want to call for a vote, Ms. Berner, if no one has any discussion.
Good. All right. Councilman Nowakowski,
Yes.
Councilman Cobb, I don't see
Mr.
him on my
Cobb?
screen.
Mr. Cobb, can you hear us?
He's not on, I don't see him on there.
I don't see him on there.
Hey, babe.
They're hollering.
Okay. Just go around them and we'll,
Hollering.
I'll come back to him. Councilwoman Eggleston,
Yes.
Mr. Cook, you call.
Vice Mayor Cook,
Yes.
Mayor Lowry.
yes.
Did he come back on? Councilman Cobb?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
You calling him, Mr. Bridge?
Call his house.
I thought I heard someone say they're calling your name.
Hey, Mrs. Cobb, it's Randy.
Well,
Did you call everybody?
I did. It was just him, so it's 5 to.
You missed me.
I'm going to,
I did. Oh, I
Mike-
sure did, didn't I? Councilman Graham, I'm very
Yes.
sorry.
Go ahead,
Yes.
Mr. Bridge.
I'm going to cut Mr. Cobb's video. You guys want to go ahead and excuse him?
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, I think I hit the wrong one.
Yes, you did.
Okay, you're off.
Okay. We good, Casey?
Yep, looks good on my end.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So did you get Mr. Grimm's vote?
I did.
Okay. All right.
Actually,
so
sorry, Mayor, to interrupt. Randy, it looks like you may have penned the video. Can you try to undo that, please?
I just removed them completely from the meeting.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. And, okay, my apologies. Live stream just updated. We're good to go.
All right. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. All right. So that has been tabled. So we are back to you, I believe, Mr. Bridge, or was that the end of your report?
That is the end of the city manager report. Be happy to entertain any questions.
Yeah. I just had one. Where's Mr. Kitco today? Is he just not? Well, it's first meeting of the month. That's why he's not here. Okay.
Yeah, he's out on personal time.
Okay. Thank you. I was just curious. No big deal. Council, any other questions for Mr. Bridge before we move on the city manager's report? All right. And moving on. Let's see here. Comments from members of the public. Mr. Bridge, how's your inbox looking?
That's good.
All right. Thank you, sir. Let's see. Some committee reports on tonight. Resolutions. Ms. Berner, back to you, please.
All right, we have resolution 2020-15R. Introduction, public hearing and action tonight. A resolution accepting the 2021 official certificate of estimated resources along with the tax year 2021 rates and amounts certification from the Clark County Budget Commission.
Thank you, ma'am. Council? Was that a motion by you, Mr. Vice Mayor?
Yes.
Okay.
So moved.
Second.
And a second from Ms. Eggleston, I believe.
Okay,
And Mr. Bridge?
Give me 1 second. Sorry. Explanation of this resolution. This is a yearly housekeeping resolution that we do. This is the first step in us coming up with our 2021 budget or appropriations. So basically, we take these numbers and we plug them into our 2021 numbers, and that's how we develop our operating budget.
All right, council, any questions for Mr. Bridge before we vote? All right, Ms. Berner, when you're ready, please.
okay, Vice Mayor Cook,
Yes.
Mayor Lowry,
Yes.
Councilman Grimm,
Yes.
Councilwoman Noakowski,
Yes.
and Councilwoman Eggleston.
Yes.
Accepted 5-0.
Thank you.
Moving on, to our ordinances. Our first one's ordinance 2020-30, introduction tonight, public hearing and action on September 21st. An ordinance amending Chapter 240 Citizens Participation Plan and Chapter 246 Employees Generally of the codified ordinances of the city of New Carlisle for the purpose of adopting non-discrimination provisions for city employees of the city of New Carlisle.
All right, council.
It's read only tonight. Public hearing and action tonight. An ordinance supplementing certain appropriations contained in New Carlisle City Ordinance 2020-12.
All right. Council. Anyone?
So move.
Second.
By Vice Mayor and second by Ms. Eggleston.
Okay.
And this ordinance, this is to supplement certain appropriations that were either under budgeted or not accounted for in past payments. So we do need to supplement appropriations out of the 2020 budget to pay those payments or increase the line item.
Thank you, sir. Council, any questions before we vote? All right, when you're ready, Ms. Berner.
Okay. Vice Mayor Cook,
Yes.
Mayor Lowry,
Yes.
Councilman Grimm,
Yes.
Councilwoman Noakowski,
Yes.
and Councilwoman Eggleston.
Yes.
It's accepted 5-0.
Thank you very much. And moving on when you're ready.
All right. Ordinance 2020-33, public hearing and action tonight. An ordinance accepting a bid for an exclusive franchise for the curbside collection and disposal of residential garbage, refuse, and recyclables in the city of New Carlisle, Ohio.
Is this 33 or 32?
Right. I think you skipped the first.
Yeah, you skipped
Yeah.
32.
You skipped 32.
I sure did. I'm sorry. Dang it. All right, hold on just a second. I just jacked up everything here. All right, backing up here. Ordinance 2020-32. An ordinance accepting a bid for an exclusive franchise for the curbside collection and disposal of residential garbage, refuse, and recyclables in the city of New Carlisle, Ohio.
And council, this first one, 2032, is for waste management.
Correct. We have a
So
motion.
moved.
Okay.
So moved.
Second.
Second was,
Okay.
Ms. Noakowski.
okay,
And explanation of this ordinance 2020-32 would be to award the next 3-year trash bid to Waste Management as a result of the bid results.
Thank you, sir. Council, any discussion before we call for the vote? Mr. Grimm.
Once again, I am totally against this body dictating to our residents who they can and cannot do business with. I don't think it's right. I've heard the arguments. Yes, the trash trucks are tearing up the streets, but I don't think that outweighs the right of our citizens to pick companies their own volition that they wish to deal with.
Thank you, Mr. Grimm. Appreciate the comment. Anyone else? Mr. Vice Mayor.
I guess the word is the situation. I would say, Dale, yes, I can understand what you're saying. However, if we were to open this city up for individual haulers, you would probably have somewhere in the neighborhood of the possibility of 4 to 5 companies coming in here. That would be probably the equivalent of about 10 trucks a week. Also, I think your rates are not going to be anywhere near what they are on these bids. And I'll leave it at that.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Mayor. Thank you, Mr. Grimm. Yeah, I was going to kind of chime in on the same thing. I get exactly what you're saying, Mr. Grimm, and I've had people say the same thing to me, but I think in my mind, the trend would present a trashy look to the town. We would
You'll
have,
have to excuse me a minute.
okay, we would have, trash cans all over town, in my opinion, and trash blowing over in places. I just think it's the best option going this way, but I understand the argument completely.
Well, we have ordinances against, don't we have an ordinance that trash has to be in a sealed container?
Yeah, but we also have an ordinance against chickens, and we have that problem. But yeah, I get your train of thought, sir.
Something about pigs is in there. And then there.
Yep. So, all right. Anyone else? Okay. I guess I don't know how long she's going to be gone. That's kind of she needs to be here, I think. Well, I don't know what to say. That's a new one on me because we're already low on council members. 2, 3, 4. I don't want to call for the vote on this, to be honest.
It'd be a good time to refill my coffee then.
Right. Let's can we get a let's see, I'm trying to see if we can break rules of council to just take a break, but I don't know if I can even do that.
Do we just wait?
Yeah, Peggy, can you step aside for a minute and give her a call?
Yep.
Here she
There
is.
she is.
Oh,
We had an oxygen tank problem.
Well, that's
Oh,
important.
That's a big deal. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Miss Nowakowski, did you have anything to add before we call for the vote on
No.
voicemail?
No, that's fine.
All right, Miss Berner, when you're ready, please.
All right. Councilwoman Eggleston,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Cook,
Oh,
Mayor Lowry,
Yes.
Councilman Grimm,
No,
Councilwoman Nowakowski.
Yes.
That motion's accepted 3-2.
All right, thank you very much, Miss Berner. That was an odd moment. Thank you, Miss Nowakowski.
Sorry about that.
I was a little nervous there for a minute.
Not as nervous as me.
All right, moving on to the next one, Miss Berner, if you would.
Now the next one is ordinance 2020-33.
Correct.
An ordinance accepting a bid for an exclusive franchise for the curbside collection and disposal of residential garbage, refuse, and recyclables in the city of New Carlisle, Ohio.
All right. Council.
So moved?
Well, we already,
Oh, okay.
we already passed the other one. I mean, you can make the motion, I guess, if you want to do so, but I mean, since the other one had already passed, it would just be smart to let it die of lack of ordinance or lack of motion, but that is technically
Okay.
up to you.
Fine.
you need to remove a motion.
So are
Yeah,
you
can-
pulling that motion back?
Yeah. I'm out.
Okay. All right, so it looks like that will die from lack of motion.
Okay.
And moving on, ma'am.
All right. Our last one is ordinance 2020-34, introduction tonight, public hearing and action on September 21st. An ordinance supplementing certain appropriations contained in New Carlisle City Ordinance 2020-12.
All right. Thank you. All right, and moving on to other business, we'll make sure we do the, we're gonna have to excuse, we'll have to excuse Ms. Nowakowski for the work session and then Mr. Cobb for this meeting.
Correct.
So moved.
second.
Are we doing,
Do we
Work
need to do
session
them
first?
separate or?
Yeah, let's do them separate. We'll do one for, Ms. Nowakowski first
So moved.
for the work
Second.
session.
all right. Second was Councilman Grimm.
Second, yes.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm not gonna call Nowakowski, right? Because she wasn't there, so.
Correct. Can't call her.
Okay. Cobb is not here now. Councilwoman Eggleston,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Cook,
yes.
Mayor Lowry,
Yes.
Councilman Grimm.
Yes.
That motion's accepted 4-0.
All right, then I'll need a motion to excuse Mr. Cobb for the current meeting.
So moved.
So moved.
I think I heard Ms. Nowakowski first.
Okay,
Second by Mr. Vice Mayor.
okay. Mayor Lowry,
Yes.
Councilman Grimm,
Yes.
Councilwoman Nowakowski,
Yes.
Councilwoman Eggleston,
Yes.
and Vice Mayor Cook.
Yes.
That's accepted 5-0.
All right. And let's see, you want me to read it?
What are we reading? The other business part?
Yeah.
Mine just says open discussion on any city business.
All right. Anything else, council? All right. I just wanted to touch on if you guys don't mind, I just want to touch on the skate competition that I'd held down at the skate park this past weekend on Saturday. It was really an awesome event. Those kids, like I've said before, I think the skate park kind of gets a negative vibe towards it. It's down there by itself and whatnot. But I got a couple good sponsors, here in town, and amazingly enough, with COVID going on, the sponsors I did get were happy to help out. But it was a great event. We had, I think, maybe 100 to 125 people show up, somewhere around there, and a lot of good comments from the kids and the parents and the people that were really actually there just watching that didn't have kids in the event. So it was a really nice event for the town and the park. So I just wanted to say thank you to the sponsors and mostly to the parents and the kids that came out and made it a fun night. So thank you. Yeah. Anyone else before we wrap up?
I'd like to thank you and April for all the work you put into that. I was down there and it was just really awesome to see the kids.
Yeah, well, thank you. And that's what it was about. The kids, they had a great time, and they need a little break every now and again to cut loose and have some pressure reliefs, I think. So, all right. Anyone else? All right. We need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
So Dale with the first motion and the second by Miss Eggleston, I believe.
Okay. Vice Mayor Cook,
Yes.
Mayor Lowry,
Yes.
Councilman Grimm,
Yes.
Councilman Nowakowski,
Yes.
Councilwoman Eggleston.
Yes.
Motion to adjourn accepted.
All right. Thank you very much for joining us. Everyone, New Carlisle, have a pleasant evening. Council, City Manager, Chief, Ms. Berner, everyone have a great evening.
Good night, all.
Night.